We'll go ahead and jump right in. I apologize for being a few minutes late. We had a woman who was in the office who was dropping off a baked good to thank the council. She's from the Ukraine and was born there, and wanted to thank the council for our support. And of course, I wanted to spend a few minutes to chat with her. So thank you to the media for indulging me, and I apologize for being late, but I'm sure we can all understand. So with that, we do have a lot to cover, so I'll jump right in. First, we're going to talk a little bit about the bike share program, and I'd like to welcome up Vice Mayor Tuttle and representatives from the Blue Cross Blue Shield and Bike Share ICT program. So in 2017, thanks to the work of the community partners in the health ICT, namely our Vice Mayor Becky Tuttle, a community-wide bike share program has been brought to the city of Wichita. Bike share isn't just about having bikes available. It allows our community to have a healthier means of transportation and is critical and is a crucial quality of life amenity and transportation option. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Kansas has sponsored this program throughout its time, and today have an exciting announcement for us. So with that, I'll turn it over to Virginia Barnes with Blue Cross Blue Shield, and also to Vice Mayor Becky Tuttle. Yeah, you can clap. Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me today. So again, we are excited to be here. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas is committed to the health and Kansans living the healthiest lives possible. And we are really find that these types of programs, such as Bike Share, are ways that we are able to serve our community. And what's great about Bike Share is that this allows us to help bring an affordable, easy to access and safe way that community members are able to explore their own city on two wheels. So our donation today, which we're here to present, is really about how we are able to help Wichitans live healthier lives, and how we're able to really engage in these types of critical partnerships with entities like the city of Wichita to bring these programs to life. So as Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas goes into our 80th anniversary, we're excited that we're able to use our Blue Health initiatives, again, to build these strong partnerships and to allow Kansans to have a better quality of life. So again, I will present our continued annual sponsorship of the Bike Share ICT program in Wichita. And again, so glad to be able to do this with you today. Yay. Now we go. Yes.
Hello, I'm Becky Tuttle. I'm Vice Mayor for the City of Wichita, and I want to sincerely thank Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas for their generous ongoing support of Bike Share ICT and for supporting the health and wellness of our community. I've had the great fortune of knowing Virginia for almost 20 years. We've worked on some amazing projects together in our community, but this is certainly one of my favorite. I always say that safe and healthy communities do not and will not happen by accident. And prior to joining City Council, my career was in public health, and bicycle and pedestrian initiatives were a priority for me. As part of Health ICT and the Health and Wellness Coalition of Wichita, we championed walking and biking as reliable and safe forms of transportation and not just recreation. The road to bring Bike Share ICT to Wichita was a long one, but we made it through together, and thanks to helpful community partners like the Knight Foundation, the Wichita Community Foundation, of course, Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas, and the city staff, including Scott Wadle and Mike Tan, we were able to bring this wonderful effort and initiative to life. Bike share programs add vibrancy to the community, but they also have other benefits as well. The health benefits are obvious, but it also helps to bring the community down to our core. It gives people quality of life initiatives, and it's more than just bikes. It represents our dedication to growing quality of life opportunities for the community to make Wichita a better place to live, learn, earn, play, and pray. We are so thankful to Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas for their continued support of this program. And despite the pandemic that affected our entire community, our state, our nation, and our world, Bike Share ICT has been an impressive ridership numbers, proving the impact of the program has for so many in our community. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Jan Mave, who is with Bikeshare IT, who has a video and a few words for us. But I also, since Virginia brought us such a generous gift, we thought we would reciprocate and provide her with a City of Wichita Certificate of Appreciation to Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas. So Jan, we're going to turn it over to you.
So real quick, I want to state the obvious. I'm not used to this, so I might get dry mouth, I might trip over a word, or I might giggle, that nervous laugh that everyone has. But also, usually the microphones are really odd for me, and I don't adjust. Because to me, making the adjustment, the sound of that is worse than my voice. I'm sure my son would agree. All right, so I'm here to quickly speak on behalf of Bikeshare, the entity or the idea that something as simple as 2 wheels, pedals, and handles actually sounds kind of dangerous when you think about it like that. Some of these bicycles might have streamers, some of them might have ringers. Mine actually has playing cards in the spokes, but I'm not, that's what I do. You guys can do whatever you want. You can put a basket on yours, but that's how I roll anyway. A bicycle can actually make us healthier together. Interestingly, bicycles are more accessible than a pair of roller skates. When you think about that, or as you think about that, think about this as well. When you pay for your membership at your favorite fitness venue, what percentage of that venue is filled with bicycles? Those poor stationary bicycles hanging out, don't get to go outside or anything like that. They're just stuck where they are at. That also is very interesting because we could be outside. A membership with Bikeshare is $30 a year. That's a total different price difference, but also it's still accessible. Bicycles also work on the obvious, like what Becky said, which is heart, lungs, brain, creativity. What's not so obvious is that all of these organs must work together in tandem, if you will, to ensure that the human body is as perfect as it can be. Lastly, this is the big part, a major aspect of becoming healthy or healthier is starting with the practice of a few behaviors that have nothing to do with physical activity, but everything to do with being mindful. And that is starting with being appreciative and showing gratitude. So thank you, Virginia, for deciding to invest healthily in Wichita. And thank you, Becky, for also, and Mayor, for also investing in Wichita and Wichita's health, because it is a very important place to start. And I'm going to push buttons.
All right, and I can attest to the quality of these bikes. I found myself in a 5-mile race with a local DJ in a mare challenge on one of these, and it was these were pretty cool. They were a lot of fun, and glad that we can keep the program going with such generous donations. So we'll have to get that up to Mark Manning so we can deposit it and keep the program going. So again, thanks all, and thanks again to the Blue Cross Blue Shield. Next, we're going to talk about our Bike and Pedestrian Board has many opening positions as we continue with our theme of transportation. In fact, many of our city boards will have opportunities for new members who are willing to step up and step out and serve us with their time and their talent, because a lot of the old appointed folks are being termed out. So beginning in April, you'll see a lot of opportunities for board services that become available on boards at boards ict.wichita.gov is where those will be. But we're also happy to support the efforts of the United We, which is an appointment project that looks to get more women involved in local government. So established by United We in 2014, the Appointments Project works to empower women and strengthen communities by increasing the gender diversity of civic board and commissions. So achieving gender equality in public service won't just benefit women, but as we all know, it would benefit our entire community. Research has shown that increasing the number of women on civic boards and commissions increase public trust in government, boosts efficiency, and improves the lives of residents. So we want to encourage everyone who is interested in participating on one of these boards to apply, but in particular, we want to encourage women within our community who to also look at these boards and to apply. All right, so next we're going to talk about Megan's favorite season, which is ozone season, and she monitors it quite frequently. So city staff monitor our air quality throughout the year, but especially in March and through October, which is ozone season. Air pollution is unhealthy for everyone, but especially for children, the elderly, and those with asthma or other respiratory conditions. In addition, our area goes out of compliance with air quality standards. Businesses could face stricter regulations, and our citizens could pay higher costs for things like fuel. So on these high ozone days, the city of Wichita will adjust its daily operations by suspending mowing and lawn maintenance for the day, rescheduling painting and use of other VOC producing projects, suspending all non-essential trips, teleconferencing when possible, or rescheduling meetings that require travel. Actions that we ask Wichitans to take to help reduce the ozone forming emissions include to use our Wichita public transit when possible, or to carpool, to reduce your own energy use, reduce idling time at drive-through restaurants, pharmacies, banks, and railroad crossings by shutting off your vehicle, or make a trip inside if possible, to postpone errands, mowing, painting, and use of other chemicals that may add to the ozone, and to fuel up after the sun goes down instead of earlier in the day. So we have a lot more information available about how to be more air aware, and sign up for the ozone alerts on our website at wichita.gov/ozone. Be sure to follow along on social media for tips to reduce ozone, as well as Megan is constantly posting about the ozone. Next, we're going to talk about our summer camps. So those summer, or starting just now this week to feel like summer or spring, it's time to start making plans for the summer, especially for parents like myself. So here to tell us more about some great options here for Wichita parents through the Wichita Park and Recreation is Elisa. I thought I was going to say Troy because I saw Troy. I'm like, that's not how you spell Troy. But here.
Good morning. Wichita Park and Recreation is excited to offer Summer of Discovery, a fun, active, and KDHE licensed summer camp for kids ages 6 to 12. For 9 weeks, participants will have an action-packed summer, enjoying 2 field trips and 2 swim days each week. Camp is offered from May 31st through July 29th from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., making drop-off and pickup super flexible for parents. Summer of Discovery is hosted at 3 convenient locations across the Wichita area at Edgemoor, Linwood, and Orchard Recreation Centers. The weekly fee is $115, and we offer multi-child discounts, and only a $20 deposit is required to secure your child's spot in camp. Registration is available online at wichita.gov/SOD, and you can start, registration is open right now, and if you register by March 14th for a chance to win a free week of camp. For those looking for a camp without a full-day experience, check out our summer activity camp offered at Brewer, Colvin, Evergreen, and Woodard Rec Centers. And we're currently hiring summer camp counselors to work at our multiple locations. For details about Summer of Discovery and employment opportunities, visit wichita.gov/SOD. Thank you so much.
Thank you. These camps will fill up fast. Of course, we are encouraging folks to secure your child's spot by visiting these websites as soon as possible and to sign up. So now we're going to invite up Carter with the Wichita Symphony. Carter is here to discuss the Mass Appeal, a Wichita Symphony chorus concert, which is coming back to the stage after a 2-year layoff. So Carter, the floor is yours.
Good morning. My name is Carter Thal, and I am the Manager of Marketing and Communications for the Wichita Symphony. And as Mayor Whipple said, coming up on March 12th at 7:30 at Century 2 Concert Hall, the Wichita Symphony and Wichita Symphony Chorus will be performing Mass Appeal. This will be the first time that the Wichita Symphony Chorus has come to the Century 2 Concert Hall stage in over 2 years. The last time they performed was back in 2019. They did a performance of Carmina Burana. Obviously, because of pandemic conditions, with singing being one of the higher risk activities, they ended up taking a hiatus for the entire 2020-2021 season, but they came back to rehearsals in fall of 2021 with lots of COVID precautions in place to keep everybody safe. They did a standalone concert over the Christmas season, which was held at University Congregational Church, but finally they'll be coming back doing a large-scale work with the Wichita Symphony Orchestra March 12th at 7:30 in Century 2 Concert Hall. They will be performing Schubert's Mass in G. The soloists for that event will be myself, Carter Thal, singing the soprano solos, Scott Whipple, who is a professor at Emporia State University, singing the tenor solos, and world-renowned opera singer Alan Held will be performing the baritone solos for that work. Our music director and conductor, Daniel Hagee, will be conducting the program, which also includes a piece by Mendelssohn called The Hebrides, based on the islands of the same name off the coast of Scotland, so it's very mysterious and full of kind of wonder. And also on that program is Beethoven's Fourth Symphony, which is often described as a bright and sunny, cheerful work. So composers you know and love, plus me singing soprano solos, coming up Saturday, March 12th at 7:30. Tickets start at only $25 and are available at wichitasymphony.org. Thanks. Oh, yes.
Actually, Carter, could you sing it?
If I sing it now, you gotta come to the concert. My name is Carter Thal. It's spelled C-A-R-T-E-R. Last name T as in Tom, H-O-L-L.
And your title?
Manager of Marketing and Communications for the Wichita Symphony. Thank you.
Yeah, I've got to hear Carter sing, and it blows you away. It's amazing. I guess she's a soprano, which I always thought had something to do with a show I used to watch, but apparently it also has to do with how you sing. Yes, high notes. There we go. And also, I thought at first you said Scott Wagle, or Wadle was singing. He's a guy who works here at the city, but I guess not Weichel. Okay, not to be confused with Scott Wadle, who anyway works in the planning department. Didn't know he had a beautiful voice, but he might. All right, so moving on, we're going to talk a little bit about our library passport. So finally, in case you missed it, the Wichita Public Library Alfred branch at 3447 South Meridian is now accepting passport applications on behalf of the U.S. Department of State. The Alfred branch has been designated an official passport acceptance agency by the U.S. Department of State. So residents who are interested in getting a passport should call 316-350-3261 to schedule an appointment at least 24 hours in advance for more information, so that folks who might have an outdated passport can get those fixed, as hopefully we can see some traveling increase with the pandemic going down. With that, I will take any questions. Also, we have folks here who are the content experts. In case you're asking a question I can't handle, I'll be happy to shift it off to someone who can. Yes, Larry.
So I do have a question for Blue Cross Blue Shield. The gift, and I don't know if you want to go ahead. So the generous gift, how will that, do you know how that money's going to be used? I don't know if you're the person that can answer that, or?
Yeah, so the gift has been used to support the bikes and allow for the bike share vendor tandem to be able to support and move them around the city, keep the bikes maintained, and also allows for the city then to be able to use revenue to promote and continue the program broadly. So we're able to do sort of that broad overarching support to keep that moving.
How are we doing? I mean, do we need to add more bikes, or are we pretty much established?
I cannot answer that question.
So we got Mike Tran with us, who is the Director of Transportation. So Mike.
Thank you, Mayor. The question, I think, was, do we need more bikes and need more stations?
And how are they across the city? How are they placed, and do we have enough?
They're placed in, I guess we would call locations where maximum usage would be, like Sedgwick County Park, Keeper of the Plains. There are quite a few in the downtown area. And that's done through, as the growth of the system came in. When it first came in at 17, it was about half the size it is now. And so as it's grown and usage has increased, and they've been able to see where that usage is, because all those bikes are tracked, that's really where it is. So usage determines where it goes. COVID was a massive hit to these things. So 21 was their first year, 22 will be their second year. We'll start to establish some numbers, and Tandem Mobility will look at that. But the money that is provided by Blue Cross and Blue Shield keeps the cost of renting a bike to $1.50 for a half hour. So that's $3 an hour. That is very, very cheap in order to access that. So we're hoping that as people get back to normal, they use the bikes, and then we can start to look at, Tandem Mobility will start looking at expanding that so that there's more bike usage available.
So can you say and spell your name so we have that?
Sure. First name's Mike, M-I-K-E. Last name is Tan, T like Tom, A-N-N, and I'm the Director of Transportation for the City of Wichita. Welcome.
And I do have another question as far as.
Mike was free to say his name as well, but and again, just to hammer on the point, if it wasn't for the generosity of the Blue Cross Blue Shield, I don't think we could run this program at such a high level that's so affordable for users as well. So thank you so much for your support of this, because it's supporting really not just this program, but really just all of Wichita who would love to have access to these bikes, but might not be able to afford it if it wasn't for the generosity of Blue Cross Blue Shield. And you have a follow-up question, was it for?
I actually had one for the camp, summer camps. Oh, sorry. So, I'm sorry.
All right, next question.
So you mentioned obviously the job opportunities. Do you know right now how we're staffed and how many more positions do we need?
I do not have that number. Troy Houtman is here, the Director of Park and Recreation, and he may be able to answer that question a bit better than I can.
That's called the pivot.
Yeah, that's the good thing the director's here. Yeah. So to answer your question, we have a lot of openings still, but summer camp doesn't start until end of May. So we're continually recruiting right now, trying to find more folks to come fill these positions. We're looking probably for about 40 or 50 positions to be filled throughout the summertime, and we're expecting our camps to actually grow. So that's a really good thing that we are growing that there's an interest in our camps, but we're looking for about 40 to 50 positions to be filled.
What are the ages of your counselors?
They're over 18, and usually they're between 18 and 25. A lot of them are college students. We also have some recent high school graduates that also come in and help us as counselors that actually have gone through the program. So we actually recruit some of the former camp attendees to be our counselors as well.
Troy, can you apply for
Definitely, yes. So, along with that, all of our summer activities, it's always a huge endeavor to hire a lot of folks in the summertime. So we have a lot of part-time staff, not just for the camps, but for our swimming pools. And so we're looking at training lifeguards, which we actually provide some of that training, and hiring those lifeguards to fill our swimming pools and work in some of our splash pads. It's going to be a tough recruit because we're competing against some other folks in regards to the right rate of pay, but we are increasing the rate of pay for our lifeguards as well.
Counselors go, what's the rate of pay for them?
Are you going to ask me that question? I don't have that off the top of my head, and I'm not going to answer that because I don't know what that is off the top of my head.
Age lifeguards.
Lifeguards, ages, we take as young as 15, and they have shorter shifts, and they operate shorter times during the week. But from 15 all the way up to, we've had lifeguards as old as 65 on our team. So we take a whole range of qualified lifeguards.
What's the top number of kids that can go to the camp? Is there like a top number, like so many can go?
We have a cap on each one of the locations, and I don't know what that is off the top of my head, but when we do meet that cap, we find other ways to fill in those folks that still need spaces. So we can try to move them to another location across the city, or maybe even expand. It just depends on how many staffing we have as well.
What would you indicate are the age of the kids?
So we take them as young as 5, and we I think we go up to 13 or 14 years of age.
So the bottom line, anyone's interested, whether they want to send their child to camp or if they want some employment, they can go to the website, is that correct?
Definitely. There's, as you see, Megan Lovely there is looking at the website. There's tons of information there that will answer a lot of the questions you're asking. Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
All right, so other questions? About anything? I'll call on you. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. So yeah, your baby might be too young for camp at this time, but maybe soon. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you everyone for being here. Thank you for those who came to help us promote the stuff we're having here at the city. My job as mayor is to brag about the city. You are making my job very easy today. So thank you so much. And thank you to Director Tan and also to Director Troy for being here and take your time out of, I know, your busy work to come here and make sure that we can get to all these questions as well as possible. Thank you all.